Greg,
Shamar.
Greg, are you going to have us muted while the intro's playing? Okay.
What did he say?
It mutes automatically.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't know if we needed to be quiet or not. Leading 17-14. 10.5 minutes remaining here in the third. McCullough loads up, goes down the field. It's Brandon McLaughlin.
There he is.
He's in open space. 10-5. Touchdown, Spirit. Number 2, Brandon McLaughlin gets loose and takes it to the house. McCullough barks out the signals to his troops. His shotgun snap. He throws down the field. He's got a man, and it's complete. It's Brandon McLaughlin. 10-5. Touchdown, Spirit. Brandon McLaughlin. OUAZ. One-on-one on the top there.
That should be a pass.
Finds the pocket. He goes up and gets it.
Still makes the play.
Brandon McLaughlin.
Wow.
Touchdown, Spirit.
Wow.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Buffalo Wild Wings here in Surprise, Arizona. I'm along with my co-host, Vince DeLisio. We're going to bring you the Mike Nesbitt Show once again from Buffalo Wild Wings. So glad you joined us here this evening. Vince, how are you tonight?
I'm great. Thank you, James. Tonight's another great show. It does not disappoint. You know, we had an outstanding game on Saturday night. The Spirit pulled out a great win. Heck of a second half. First half was pretty good as well. And tonight, what we're going to be doing is we'll get a recap with Coach Nesbitt of Saturday's game. Then we've got our two special guests here with us tonight. Number 95, defensive end Alema Collins. Number 33, running back extraordinaire, kick returner, punt returner Shamar Moreland. After that, we're going to give you a little talk on what's going on the rest of the week with regard to this week's opponent. And then we're going to bring on another special guest, men's soccer coach Matt Gow.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. Let's talk about some of the stats from the last game. OUAZ did a great job last Saturday night defeating Arizona Christian. They outrushed them 209 to 161. Through the air, OUAZ 429 yards, 252 for Arizona Christian. Interceptions, 2 for OUAZ, 1 for ACU. And the time of possession was what really got me. ACU possessed the ball more than OUAZ, 30 minutes, 14 seconds to 23-26. Shamar Moreland, as you mentioned, one of our special guests here tonight, had an outstanding evening. 12 carries, 129 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 10.8-yard average per carry. That's outstanding, Vince.
Yeah, well, some of the stats don't tell the story of what really happened on Saturday night. So let's hear from the coach that leads this team. When we come back from the break, we're going to bring on Coach Mike Nesbitt. We'll be right back.
Okay, one more.
All right, Benji.
Come on.
Benji.
Yes, smile.
Come on,
What about the flash?
Okay, one more.
Benjamin, hold
Make
it
a flash,
sideways.
Benji. You have to
Please
back
use
it up.
my
You want to
camera.
get everybody
Looking at
in.
the
You
camera?
can't get everybody in unless you back
Well,
up.
he did it.
There you go.
Did you get? Do you need me?
Well,
Did you?
Don't forget to
Did you
take
get it,
one with my
Ben?
camera.
I think you got it.
Benjamin.
Take another
Oh,
shot.
well, I think I blinked.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings Beer Sports.
That's all right.
And welcome back to the Mike Nesbitt Show. We are back here with the man himself, Coach Mike Nesbitt. Coach, how you doing?
Doing really good this evening. Really
Wonderful. Coach, tell us about a recap of the game Saturday night. Heck of a win.
Well, it was a really exciting performance. I thought our guys really showed up, and we harped on it all week. You can be young, but you can't be immature. You just got to show up, and you got to really play hard. And I felt really good coming out of the second half. I didn't think we would have as good a third quarter as what we had, but it was an exciting third quarter. And what was really neat to see was the way our defense played that second half. We only gave up 190 yards in total offense in the second half, and most of those yards came on 2 big plays that they got. And so I was really pleased about the way our defense stepped up and played.
Well, being the new kid on the block, OUAZ, brand new, it's your first football season. How did it feel to come in and defeat a 5-0 team? And did that help your players believe that they can beat anyone, Coach?
Well, we've got a lot of respect for what ACU's done, and we really have modeled our program after a lot of things that they've done and just how they recruited. And we understood, too, that this is a big recruiting game for us. This was one of those games that we really needed to get our brand out there and show who we were offensively and defensively with a lot of the local players. And we really needed to make that. And it not only was it a big game in that standpoint, it was another home game that we needed to win, and we needed to try to beat a ranked opponent. And we've been working on that all year, that was one of our goals going into the season, was can you knock off a ranked opponent? And so that was what was exciting. And then, we started a crosstown rivalry with another good school and another good coaching staff.
Coach, the strength of this team that you played on Saturday night was that defensive front. How did you game plan against these guys? What was your thinking going in?
Well, I think offensive line-wise, Coach Sean Burns did a great job with getting our offensive line, lined out and getting them in a good spot. But what we really looked at is we kind of looked at their roster. We looked at their depth a little bit, and we understood that, with only a 4-man front, they were only working off a 5-man rotation going into the game, that we thought if we could get them going side to side and get them running from boundary to boundary and hopefully turn that game into a little bit of a pursuit drill early, that we might have a chance with them. And that was what happened. And then it just got, a little bit easier for us. But then our offensive linemen were just doing a really good job of battling and playing really well. And our young guys in that front really stepped up and did a good job for us.
Yeah, the offensive line did an outstanding job in pass protection and blocking for those speedy running backs as well. Austin McCullough, 429 yards through the air, 6 touchdowns. Talk about his performance, Coach.
Well, what I really like to see Austin, though, Austin did a good job, but finally it looked like he was getting comfortable in the pocket. He was stepping up and sliding in the pocket, finding his secondary wide receivers. We were giving him a hard time on Saturday because he really had probably about another 8 to 10 targets that if we can just make a couple more completions in there, he might be over 550 yards for the night. And I just thought he did a really good job of managing the game. He got to the ball to the guys that he needed to, and he took the game plan from the week and he really put it to use on Saturday night. And it was nice just to see him get comfortable out there and have a little bit of poise and confidence in what he was doing.
Well, we were calling some names on Saturday night that we don't normally call. We called a lot of this guy's name a lot. And David Jones Jr. really stepped up. Talk to us about some of the matchups that went on during the course of the evening.
Well, David really played well for us. He drew one of their tough wide receivers, one of their better wide receivers for the night. And I thought Dave just stepped up and played real poised and did some good stuff on the back end. Rallied to the ball, had a strip fumble and an interception, and just he played the way we really thought he could play. But he was one of those guys going into the week that we kept harping on, you got to grow up. You're young, you're new, but you can't be an immature player, and you just got to grow. And then, it was nice to see Lemma step up and kind of fix that other side of the edge, working away and working with Kenneth. Now we've got a double-headed monster out there where we're working together, and those two guys are playing off each other a little bit and setting the edge and just creating. And that was the goal for us going in. Can our defensive line get after their offensive line, and can our offensive line hold up against their defensive line? And that was, everybody watches a one-back or spread offense, and now all of a sudden I'm sitting there going, well, can we run the football and can we win in the trenches? If we can win in the trenches on both sides of the ball and can we run it when we need to, we were going to have a chance to win, and our guys stepped up and did it.
Yeah, your defensive front has been very formidable this year, but the secondary has improved as well. 2 interceptions the other night. Talk about their improvement throughout this season.
Well, that's one thing I talked to the team about yesterday. They had 2 interceptions, but I think we had 10 or 11 pass breakups Saturday night. Well, now all of a sudden we're closing the space. Coach Wathay and Coach Payne have done a good job of getting those guys to close the air on those receivers, narrow the field down a little bit and break on the ball and get some tips and do some things that we were missing the week before when we were in Dallas. And so that was really neat to see our kids do that and get some more touches on the ball, and hopefully that leads to more interceptions throughout the year.
One defender that's really turning into one of my favorite guys on the team is a young man, number 44, Rylan. I cannot pronounce his last name, so forgive me, but how do you pronounce his last name?
Rylan's last name is Kiniapu, something like that.
Okay.
I think is how we all
it's
say
nothing, not
I
even
don't
close
think
to
it's
what we said
poo-poo,
the game.
But Rylan for us has been what we call one of our originals. He showed up here from day one. He's one of that group of about 30-some guys that have stayed with us since day one. He's one of those guys that's been out on the 8 acres and fighting for a job and the whole thing. And he has developed himself as a vocal leader a little bit more. But he's always been that silent force of really leading the team and getting us where we need to go.
Well, you got him, he's got a linebacker body, but you got him covering receivers.
Oh, he's got great feet. He has fantastic feet, and he actually is kind of like Josh Vizcaya, because we looked at Josh at the same position at Ryland, and those two guys were battling out, and then all of a sudden we moved Josh over to offense with us. And so, we just got some good athletes on that side of the ball, and Ryland's done a great job.
Let's talk about your special teams for a minute. Not only is your kicking game outstanding with Austin Bond, but and John Williams as well, but the return guys, especially Shamar Moreland across the table here from us. Can you talk a little bit about his performance and his contributions on special
our field goal
teams?
kicking game has been really good this season. I think we had 10 extra points on the night and a field goal, which set us up. But when you talk about Shamar has been an impact player for us all season, starting from the first game. You can't have. And that was one of our goals going in our offense and our scheme is one of those things where we always look at, can we get over 150 yards all-purpose from one position? Well, if you take our tailback position and our kick returner position Saturday, those guys had over 430-some yards in total offense between that position group. Now, that's divided out between Chris Ewings, Josh Vizcaya, Marcellus, and those guys, and Shamar. But when you put 4 guys out there and those guys are putting that much offense and hidden yardage in the kicking game on the field, it's fantastic. And then he's a guy you got to defend every week. His punt return Saturday night, I'm watching the ball in the air and I'm going, just fair catch it, just fair catch it. And it's one of those, oh no, oh yes, here we go type situations. And so he's got good hands. He concentrates on the ball, but he's a good physical player once he gets the ball in his hands. So if we can work on some ball security issues every now and then and clean those up and keep that ball high and tight, he's a solid player all the way.
Awesome. Well, 73-28. Let's bring those two guys on. So after the break, we're going to come back with 95, defensive end Alema Collins, and 33, running back, kick returner, punt returner, extraordinaire, Shamar Moreland. We'll be right back.
Fun fact is that I still have my wisdom teeth.
My name is Gary, and I have a dog also named Gary.
My name is Tim. Fun fact, I'm captain of my paintball team. We usually play on Saturdays, if anyone's interested.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings Beer Sports.
And we are back. We have with us number 95 defensive end Alema Collins, number 33 running back kick returner Shamar Moreland. Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Great.
Awesome.
How you doing?
Awesome. Great.
Great to have you guys on with us. We appreciate you coming on here to the Mike Nesbitt Show. Alema, let's talk about your night the other night. You had 7 tackles, 6 of those solo. How did you feel about the win? I'm sure you were very excited after that football game.
Oh, it was great, man. It was a great feeling, great team win. We talked about it day out, how we need to come in and execute the game plan and, just work as a team, everybody doing their jobs. And that was about it.
Very good, very good.
Let's look at a couple of plays really quick of Alema's. I'd like to get a look. We have a couple of highlights that were put together for us. So, Greg, if you'll run those. Okay, Alema, this first play, this was a screen here. Take us through this play right here. So you're taking on the offensive tackle. At what point did you realize, okay, you need to make a play on that quarterback?
For me, it was like I seen it like 100 times. I seen it 100 times at practice, so it wasn't really anything new. This great job to the scout team, day in and day out, coming in practice, giving us a great look. And, that just went from there. It just kind of came natural.
Okay.
Super. What do you attribute your skills to? Can you think of a certain time where you had a really influential coach that taught you how to dip and rip or how to really use your hands? Because you do a great job getting full extension and firing off the football with great tenacity.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Let's check your mic back.
Okay. So, all right, so we'll look at this next play here. So this is another pass set here. So talk to us a little bit about how you attack this this offensive lineman.
Good.
Okay, so this is you on the right end, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. And you were in a stand-up on this play.
Oh, no, I'm on the left end.
Oh, you're left end? Okay, sorry. You're on the left end. So we'll get this next clip here will be a goal line set, a goal line view. Okay, so you're lined up on the left. You're way out wide. So what's the key on, that's obviously a scheme that was called for you to line up. How far out are you there?
Probably about like a 6.
Okay.
Coach Mosley definitely, just say get to the depth of the quarterback, come inside, and, make the play.
Okay, so depth of the quarterback, and then you cut back in and you make a play.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. This last one's a pretty special play here. I really like this one.
Always getting after it. Your motor never quits. You are always going full speed up and down the line of scrimmage.
Yes, sir.
So here you're keeping your shoulder square. This is a great defensive line position here. So you're keeping your shoulder square. You're riding down, and as you see the quarterback come out, at what point do you realize, hey, I got to make a move here, and you get a pass deflection here?
There we go.
There you go. Okay, so you see that quarterback is sprinting out, and you're just riding him out. The minute he lifts up, at what point? Because they tell you never to leave your feet. So you're taking a risk there by getting those mitts up, and you suddenly realize, okay.
I did my job. And
okay.
From there, it was just to go to make a play.
Okay.
That was it. It was just my instincts, and that was pretty much it.
Wonderful. All right. Great. Okay. We'll go ahead. We'll hit the next clip. Let's talk to Shamar a little bit.
Yeah, Shamar. Let's take a look. Your number has been called, and you're ready to go. It's pre-snap. What are you thinking?
I'm just thinking, honestly, I need to do my job. Because I know my O-line, I know my quarterbacks, my receiver, I know they're going to do what they got to do, so I got to hold on my part. Coach talks to us every day, 50-50. We hold our 50, he hold his 50. Same way on the field. We hold our 50, they'll hold their 50. And 100% is just unstoppable, 73 points unstoppable. So
very good.
So this first play was it looks easy. I know it's not, but it looked really easy. It looked like something I could have walked in on. But it's a zone lead play, it looks like. And Greg, if you want to cue that up, it was a couple yards. You had a lead back in front of you, and you basically just walked into the end zone on this play. Now, talk to us a little bit about the offensive line and how you attacked the line of scrimmage that allowed you to just more or less just get right in.
You see, my right guard and my center, they did a great job washing down to the right. And once I saw that happen, I know my boy Chris, he likes to cut back. So I was like, I know I had to be patient. My running back coach, Coach Duckworth, been telling me, be patient and just follow your blockers. I saw Chris cut back, and it was just there, boom.
Okay.
One cut up.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Can
How
we
much do you guys work on agility drills in practice? You know, you got to be able to move and cut and so forth.
Every day.
And work on that
Every day
quickness.
for about 10-minute period.
Very good.
Okay. We'll cue up the next play. Are we good? Okay. Okay. All right. So let's real quickly hit this next play here.
There we go.
Yeah, and then and now this next play. This was one of your long runs, single back, and you just took it basically to the house. Now, determining when to cut inside versus outside. I mean, what are your cues? What tells you when to do that?
It depends on how that end is coming up on me.
Okay.
If he's pushing in there, I have to make sure I just cut it up real good. But on this play, I see that my boy Kevon, he had a great block for me, and I knew that dude wasn't going nowhere. He actually pancaked him, so I just knew it was just one cup and just cut up field.
Great. Good communication with the offensive line.
I was just about to say, it seemed like they are really tight with nonverbal cues and everything up front for you.
Yeah, we go over it all the time during blitz pickup. We even run plays all the time. Like it's everyday thing, and we just make sure we get it right all the time.
Right.
Okay. And this is just a sideline view of that play again, so the audience can get a look at that and just how everything was set up beautifully. Nice run.
Good, boy.
Next play I really want to see as well, and this is basically why they're paying you. So it's one of your returns. Okay, so let's look at that your punt return here. Okay, this is just the other angle of that run, and then we'll look at your punt return right after this play. Another look at your long run.
Out the gate.
Now, you know what I'm getting ready to ask you about this punt return. And a certain move that you had that I had to do a double take on that as well. So here we go. Okay, we'll cue that up. Okay, so talk to us a little bit. The ball's coming into your hands. What are you thinking at this moment right now? You've got the ball. That's it.
I do track too, so I'm like, just run, just get upfield.
Okay. Now, in the next angle, the next view, there's when we come back to the other end zone view, or it might even be on this shot, right at this moment. Why'd you do that? What made you do that?
Because, running, I was looking him in his eyes as I'm running, and I was like, yeah, he doesn't want to tackle me. Like, his eyes is real big. He looks a little nervous. So I was like, I'm going to work him to the outside, to the sideline. I'm going to just give him a quick move back in. I just knew he wasn't going to be able to keep up with my speed.
Okay.
You worked him right to the sideline and gave that little dead leg and then took it back in and you were out.
Okay. All right.
No one was going to catch you on that one.
Yeah.
Alema, Shamar, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for having me.
Honored to have you.
Awesome
have a great season, and we'll be right back after this message.
Go ahead, man.
We had 3 clips on each play. We'll probably just do one next time.
Leading 17-14. 10.5 minutes
It's the same
remaining.
color as downstairs.
It's called Tuscan sand. Let's show them the nursery.
Oh, great idea.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings Beer Sports.
And Vincent James back here with the on the Mike Nesbitt Show. Guys, this is live TV, so everything, what you see is what you get. We are going to make this segment very, very quick. Coach is going to go into a little bit of detail about the upcoming week against next Saturday's opponent, Texas College. Coach, take it away.
Well, Texas College, Coach Charles Moss, he does a great job with these kids. You know, they're a high-pressure defense. He played at the University of New Mexico, so he's got a lot of Rocky Long-style defense in him, a lot of pressure, a lot of zero coverage. You know, we're going to have to do a good job of getting the ball out of our hand again this week. These guys are really going to get it after us. Offensively, they're super multiple, ton of skill guys. We're going to see a lot of speed on the field. They're skill guys, wide receivers, DBs. They're as fast as any of the kids we've seen. And, you know, they took ACU all the way to the wire, lost by a touchdown, played really well again last week. They're just an 0-3 football team right now, but they're a good 0-3 football team. And I know that's sometimes hard for people to believe, but it's really true. And we got to be up to our game and play really well.
Yeah, those guys are going to be ready to battle when they get in here. That improved secondary should help you out with those speedy receivers.
Well, I think so. You know, I think our speed on all the skill positions really match up. It's going to come down to their front's a little bit different than the one we saw last week. I mean, we're looking at guys that are 6'2", 310, 315, 320 guys. And so some of the speed that we saw last week up front is going to be more mass and more size. So our offensive line is going to have to do a good job of driving guys off the ball and get some vertical push and get moving.
Coach, if you're Texas College and you're watching the film of ACU versus OUAZ Saturday night, what are you thinking?
I might be thinking two things because I probably have already watched the third quarter against Swagoo when we were in Dallas and didn't play very good. So they're probably a lot sitting around going, okay, who are we going to get? You know, are we going to get Team A or Team B? Because I sometimes still wonder who we're going to get on Saturday night, quarter by quarter and series by series. And so a lot of it's up to these players. You know, can they get going and can they get after it? And hopefully it's that third quarter against Arizona Christian and not that third quarter that we had in Dallas in the rain. But, you know, I think they're going to see a team with a lot of confidence that's really enjoying playing right now. And hopefully when they watch our guys play, they see a group of guys that really, really work hard and care about what they're doing.
Awesome. Coach,
thanks, guys. Great show.
Thank you.
Hey,
we'll be right back with men's soccer coach Matt Gow. Be back in just a minute.
We will be adding a soy option to the cafeteria menu starting in the new year. The east parking lot will be repaved next week, so plan on using the south parking lot instead. You could also use the north parking lot on Wednesdays after, sir? Sir.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings Beer Sports.
It's the same color as downstairs.
It's called Tuscan Stain.
And welcome back to the Mike Nesbitt Show. We are here with OUAZ Spirit head men's soccer coach Matt Gow. Coach Gow, thank you for coming on board.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Wanted to ask you a little bit about you, Coach. So you spent some time, you were telling me when we were off camera here, you spent some time at University of Pacific up in Stockton.
Yep.
You were a Hokie, you were at Virginia Tech.
Yep.
What drew you to Surprise Arizona?
Yeah, just the opportunity. I'm sure you're hearing it from all the coaches, just to build something from scratch. Had the opportunity to do it as an assistant coach at University of Pacific. That was a brand new program that we reinstated, and so haven't done that for a few years. And then having the opportunity to do it as a head coach is an awesome opportunity to start something from scratch out here.
Right.
So
tell us about your season now. How's everything going? And maybe talk about a couple of your key players.
Yeah, so we're off to a great start. We're 9-1-1,
Outstanding.
and so 1-0-1 in conference play. So still haven't dropped the conference game. So a great start, hot start, especially for a second-year program. We're enjoying it. So
excellent.
Yeah. So and we're getting a lot of help from all of our players. We've played over 24 players on the year, which is unheard of in soccer. We had 21 guys playing our last conference game against Arizona Christian. They played 14, we played 21. We're just really deep. We're getting goals from everybody. We have 3 different guys with 7+ goals.
You can't ever have too much depth, can
No,
you,
not
Coach?
at all. Yeah, we have 20+ guys that have either recorded an assist or a goal on the season.
Wow.
So
that's got to
getting a lot
make you
of
feel
help.
good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most
Absolutely.
definitely.
Coach, where do your kids come from? Are they concentrated in certain parts of the country? Are they local kids? Where are you drawing these kids?
Yeah, so if you look at our roster, we have kids coming from everywhere. We have even guys from coming from overseas. We have a guy from Egypt, a guy from Senegal. We have a couple guys from England, a couple of Brazilian players. Then we have some local talent as well.
Okay.
What are your goals for this season? Do you guys envision making the playoff? Obviously, you have a great record right now. You think you guys can take it all the way?
Yeah, that's what we hope for. Our next 6 games that we have are actually going to be probably more difficult than the games we've played so far. It's a tough conference. Everybody's beating everybody right now in the Golden State Athletic Conference, and so we just want to keep going, take it game by game, especially with the young team, and I think we have the talent to really make some noise.
Outstanding.
Some folks here in the community, if they want to come out and watch you, when's your next game? What time? What can they expect from your squad?
Absolutely. So Thursday night we're taking on Menlo.
Okay.
Very good team, 15th in the country. Great team, very athletic. It's going to be a great game. It's going to go at 7:30 on Thursday night. Then we have a quick turnaround. We play William Jessup on Saturday at 12:30. So 2 conference games coming up in the next few days.
Outstanding. Well, we encourage all our viewers to come out and check out some OUAZ soccer. Coach Gow, thank you so much for coming on with us this evening,
Thanks
and
so
we
much.
appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you for what you guys do.
We'll step aside for just a few moments, and we'll come back and wrap up the Mike Nesbitt Show here from Buffalo Wild Wings. Thanks for joining us, and we'll return shortly.
Eat some wings, Coach.
Yeah.
And we are back on the Mike Nesbitt Show here. James, talk to us a little bit about Saturday.
Yes, Saturday we got Texas College coming to town, making the trip from Tyler, Texas. So quite a jaunt for them, but it's going to be a great game. 7 p.m. kickoff. We'll be on the call as well for the NAIA network. So we encourage everyone to come out. If it's going to be beautiful weather, if you haven't experienced an OU-AZ football game in person, we encourage you to come on out and join us. It's going to be a great time.
Awesome. We would be remiss if we did not show our gratitude to the staff here at Buffalo Wild Wings. Our friend, the manager, Eric, here, put together a great spread. Greg will get a shot. A lot of the food is obviously gone because Alema and Shamar have been helping themselves. But let's talk about a couple things. So during the whole month of October, Buffalo Wild Wings is doing a fundraiser, Tune Up for Kids, the whole month for the Boys and Girls Club. Any cash donations, bring them by the Buffalo Wild Wings here in Surprise. That's the whole month of October. Let's talk about the game day menu on Saturdays right here. $5. $5. You get a lot of goodies here. What's that?
Yeah, Monday night for Monday
night football as well. Monday night, okay. And then next Monday night, James, you want to talk about this
definitely.
next Monday?
We encourage everyone to come out for the Mike Nesbitt Show next Monday night. This local Buffalo Wild Wings is going to put on a special. All OU-AZ students with their student ID are going to get 10% off. So we want to pack this place, have a crowd on, have a great time. We're going to have some more special guests as well. So make sure you guys come out and join us next week. It's going to be a great time. 8 p.m., Buffalo Wild Wings, the corner of Bell Road and Litchfield.
Yes, and James may even dye his hair just like a lemon, too. So we're starting a new trend here. But thank you very much for tuning in tonight. We will see you on Saturday at the game, and then next Monday night, be back here at Buffalo Wild Wings and Surprise. All you students, bring your IDs, 10% off. Come out and pack the house.
Yeah, once again, special thanks to our coach Mike Nesbitt for being on with us, our special guests Alema Collins and Shamar Moreland, our producer Greg Jones, and the assistant athletic director
men's soccer coach.
Yes.
The men's soccer coach Matt Gow.
Yes.
Men's soccer here at OUAZ.
Great for him to join us as well. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Until next week, we're signing off. Have a great night from Buffalo Wild Wings. Good evening.